Do it, motherfucker. Do it.
Here come the incels, ahar. Here they come saying weird shit again. Oh no, they said something weird about younger girls and that all women are shit.
Yeah. What's up? I'm Cleary. Today I want to check out a video on Hasan. I do believe this is the first video of his I've ever checked out. From my understanding of Hasan's political positions, there's a lot to disagree with. It's just, I've looked at his recent stuff, and there's just not much in the way of, like, what the fuck are you talking about, Hasan? So I just haven't really covered him. But we do have this cool incel reaction video of his, and I wanted to use it as a kind of jumping off point to also talk about self-improvement. Yeah, my thoughts on that. So before we get into the video, my thoughts when it comes to incels. I view incels like I view anybody else in a bad situation. You gotta take that long walk. You gotta start with small things, like if you're addicted to alcohol or any other drugs, just try to fucking wean yourself off that shit. Start working out. Just do like little things, right? Like just go on some walks or something. Like yeah, don't put too much on yourself. Like do something that's so easy that you have the thought at the end is like, wow, I almost did nothing. Like a child could do that. Because what you're going for there, it's not like doing a super hardcore workout that makes you feel good about yourself. It's about building consistency. That's the key component to improving in anything, literally anything you'd ever want to do. The key component is doing it consistently. So that's why whenever someone's talking about like, oh, I've gained so much weight, I really need to start working out, I say like, dude, just go on like, I don't know, like a 10-minute walk 2 times a day. Just start there. And then eventually you'll have a day where you're like, dude, I can do more than this. I'm gonna go farther today. And then you kind of show yourself that, that extra step really isn't all that bad. And you keep it until the next day of inspiration, and then you improve and so on and so forth. I mean, it's not perfect like that, but ultimately being consistent about your routines is the most important thing you can work on. So yeah, just do that. If you're in a bad spot, just try to be consistent about the good shit you're wanting to move towards. Okay. Anyways, let's see what Hasan has to say about incels.
Radlibs will be like, oh my god, you're being fucking fat phobic, like how dare you, about like a Jubilee video, and then you look at their fucking profile picture and it's like, it's Harry Styles. It's like, well, you don't fucking, I don't see you trying to fuck the fat dude at the office.
No, that's absolutely true. Never let someone convince you otherwise. I don't think it's vain to say that you want to be with someone you're attracted to. So yeah, obviously, well, that's why we don't see like a really hot chick with a really ugly guy just because he's got like a great personality or something, right? Looks do matter, like quite a bit. I mean, personality also does matter like a lot, but it's true. I don't think of that as vain. I think it's just the reality we live in. Don't let it weigh you down. Let it motivate you, okay? You can get in shape and attract the people you want to attract. It's possible. Yeah, you can do it.
And they pursue that, but the reality of the situation is like many of these dudes have like a incredibly hostile perspective towards women. And that resentment grows in our atomized, in our hyper-atomized society.
Overall, yeah, I've never understood that, like how a guy can be like angry towards like womanhood overall. It seems really strange. Dude, if you have a worldview that essentially like demonizes half of the fucking population, or just like a huge chunk of people, there is something about your worldview that is just absolutely fucked and absolutely wrong. But secondly, even if it was women's fault, even if it was society's fault, that's why these people are incels, right? It's society's fault. You can't change society. The only thing you can do is change yourself. So my philosophy when it comes to how much I need to like give and how much I can take in any given situation is like, if I have a problem with something in a situation, I look at it and think, well, can I change it? If the answer is yes, of course, I try to change that issue. I try to fix the issue. If the answer is no, I change myself. And that's pretty much the only way I think anybody can go about it. If you can't change the situation, you have to change yourself.
Community for building a server, which is kind of like an online chat room. He's agreed to meet us first at a hotel.
There is most likely not a single female on the planet that would be willing to date me.
No. Okay, just look at this guy for a second. Ignore the fucking cringy ass mask he chose to wear. That doesn't look like, he doesn't look bad. I know we can't see his face. Maybe he has a fucking hideous face or something underneath that mask. But either way, like overall, it seems like he's got nice hair. Like he doesn't look in shape necessarily, but he's definitely not like fat or anything, right? Like he's got a fine body. Like there's no reason, just purely based off looks, why this guy couldn't get a girlfriend. There's absolutely no fucking reason, which means it must be something about his personality and how he acts in the world, which is a hard discussion to have. But dude, if you have problems in social situations, all you can do is just like with any other problem in life, you just fucking work on it. You know, you sit there, you have an idea, you try it out. If that doesn't work, well, and hopefully you'll glean some sort of knowledge from it not working out, and then you can just slowly improve as you go, right? Like just, yeah, you can get better in social situations. You very much can. Just practice, do it. I believe in you.
How do you define what an incel is?
An incel is someone who is unable to get into a romantic relationship.
He's nervous to be on camera and has brought a mask with him to protect his identity.
Being an
I told you, it's his own mask, bro.
It's a little
Jihad
cringy.
is the final boss of the idea of Goon
incel has
Squad.
become quite sensationalist.
Burn that mask on the way out, homie. First step. First step towards getting some pussy, okay? Burn that mask. Leave every fucking Discord you're in right now. There's no shot that you're in a good one.
No, Hasan's 100% right. Okay, to kind of clarify what he's saying, because he's being really like specific about it, I guess. Doing things that are super weird or out of the norm, like that fucking mask, right? Like, drop that shit. Like, if you want any chance of getting like friends, getting a girlfriend or whatever, just like stop with that. It's weird. It's off-putting to people. And also the Discord thing. He's right. If you're surrounded by people that are like giving you this horrible negative outlook on life, then yeah, run away. Just don't be in that group.
Being as such in public might affect job prospects.
What do you think when you see a woman on the street?
I don't feel like I live in the same society as her. And I think that every woman who encounters me on the street is inherently disgusted by me.
Jesus,
I'm
dude.
physically unattractive. I'm visibly autistic.
Wait, what? Oh, visibly autistic? Dude, once again, like, I know we can't see his face. Just looking at the guy, like, everything he just, it's all in his fucking head. No, dude, I guarantee, like, walking down the street, if a girl passes by you, they're not even, like, considering you. They might notice you. Maybe they'll have, like, a thought of, like, oh, I hope this guy doesn't do something creepy. Maybe. But more often than not, they're probably just not gonna be thinking about you, really. Like, this shit is completely just all in his fucking head. It's such a defeatist mentality to have. Just don't be like this guy, okay? There is hope. There's hope for this guy, too. He just needs to get out of his, like, his head, out of his fucking ass. Like, yeah, I don't know, dude. Oh, also, when I say they're probably not even gonna like notice you or think about you, I mean that in they're not sitting there having like all these negative thoughts about you sort of way, okay? Like, yeah. Actually, over the past year, I've lost a decent amount of weight. I was really bad about drinking and overeating, and I started working on that like really seriously just about a year ago. At my worst, I was over like 200 pounds. I'm down to like the 160s, 170s, and dude, it is noticeable. Like, girls will go from thinking you're fucking treating you like you're invisible to like it just like I'll just go into a store and have girls like checking me out. So like very obviously blatantly checking me out, and it feels really nice, dude. But yeah, the change is like hardcore obvious. It is super nice. What I'm trying to say is you can get to a point where girls are not only not having negative thoughts about you, but they're actually having positive ones, and it feels good. You can get to that point. Trust me, you can.
In the 20 minutes we spent looking at the chat, we saw Nazi symbols, racial slurs, and unsurprisingly, hate towards women.
This is an example of an incel and a female beefing with each other. Mm-hmm. The female said, "Y'all are boring," and this incel responded in anger.
You wanna read the message?
No.
Jesus, dude. Yeah, no, Hasan's right. He needs to just like duck out of that Discord server. To clarify, like overall, your environment heavily impacts how you see the world. There's just no way around it, okay? You can't like just man up, toughen up, and be like, my worldview is like fucking solid and impenetrable. Well, first off, that allows for no flexibility. It's just stupid. Secondly, everybody's worldview is like heavily influenced by the worldview of the people around them. Heavily. So just, if you're in this sort of environment, just get the fuck out.
Some allude to a common incel belief. They call it the black pill. It's the idea that women will only ever go for physically attractive men, that they've lost the genetic lottery, and their situation is hopeless.
I don't even know what to say about like that sort of mentality. You can be attractive to women. You don't have to be super like muscular, have like the like finest fucking jawline in the world, be like fucking 6'3". You don't need like any of that, dude. You can be like reasonably attractive given the traits you were born with. You can definitely maximize your attractiveness and go a long ways for it. Yeah, you can maximize like how attractive you are by like working out, not abusing drugs, like working on how you act in social settings. And also these things have like, it's like a feedback effect. Like the more you work out, yes, the better you look, but also the better you feel. And having a positive attitude, being like a positive person, that also heavily increases your chance of finding like a partner. It really does. People are attracted to like positive people. So if you're just like sitting there slouched in the corner being all fucking negative about everything, like of course no one's gonna want to talk to you. Like no fucking shit. So like if you work out, not only are you improving your body, your looks, but you're also improving your personality and your mood overall. So you're overall becoming more attractive to girls. It's just it's so very possible. It is hard. It is hard. It's like, I like to call it the long walk. It's at first very monotonous, very unrewarding. You really just don't want to fucking do it. But you know that if you keep it up, if you just keep going step by step, you will eventually hit the end of that long road and find your reward. Like you will. You 100% will. You just have to keep trying.
I'm doing IRL foid in 3 years. And that's partially because I do a STEM degree. Like I've never been.
Bro, he just dropped the foid. Okay.
The
listen.
foid bomb.
Dude, that's it. You did it. You described exactly why you'll never get pussy. Okay?
Dude.
It's like, take a shower, figure out how to groom yourself. Never, ever use that fucking term ever again.
Yeah, once again, Hasan doesn't really dive into like why, but overall, it's that sort of mentality. Yeah, like foid is indicative of this overall broader like incel negativity towards women, like having a super negative outview on life. He's right. You're not going to be able to get a girl with that mentality. So just fucking drop it, dude. Learn how to drop it. I'm not saying you can do it instantly, but you can work on it. So please start working on it.
Every man can be a 7. Every man,
Yes.
unconditionally, can be a 7. And 7 is good enough.
Oh yeah,
Okay?
100%. Yeah.
Every man. I stand by that all day, every day.
I mean, yeah, he's fucking right. Yeah, you can improve your attractiveness by quite a fucking bit. You just, take care of yourself, work out, eat well, and just learn how to navigate social settings and be like someone people want to be around.
He found the number of visits were growing slowly and posts were getting more extreme. We asked him to read some out.
So this one is called Women Peak at 12. Who in their right mind would prefer a 22?
Run! Get out! Go! Run! Oh my god, no! Oh no!
Funny as cope. It's like, no, dog, you don't get to fucking have like top shelf Aryan pussy or whatever you think is going on. If you believe in the Pareto principle, it still operates in the same way.
His overall point is like, just limiting your expectations, and you very much should. Like, for instance, I've known people that just like, they are fucking playing way outside their league, or they're going after people. I feel like I've definitely done that before, but like, I think I already said it in this video. If you're like 250 pounds, I mean, you're not going to find a partner that's below like 200. The chances are like slim to none. It's that sort of thing where like your partner's probably going to be roughly as attractive as you are, right? And you need to limit your expectations based off that. If you're unsatisfied with the level of attractiveness you're able to get from a partner, then you have to increase your own. That's the only way to go about it.
Germany was the best country for incels. Women are designed to be. Males have a sufficient strength advantage, and this was probably our main method of procreation.
Wait,
What? Men are strong, so we can... Women?
was this guy banned from the black pill community? Like he was too aggressive for black pill?
It's all designed to make women seem like they're subhuman.
Yeah, once again, if your worldview includes a very large group of people being demonized, you are doing something wrong.
Any of these thoughts to us. Callum says that people who end up in these spaces tend to be unemployed, have mental health vulnerabilities, and are insecure about their looks.
That's another thing. Like, almost as soon as you start working out, maybe like a little bit after, once you've adjusted a bit, you will quickly start to feel more and more confidence in your appearance for the simple fact that you know it's improving. Like, you are going to look better in the long run. Your confidence will get a boost.
At an hour out of Melbourne and meet Raymond as he heads to the gym.
I go to the gym 6 days a week. I want
That's
Bro,
all.
take those
That's a lot, though. That is 6 days a week. Jesus.
Want to build a good amount of muscle and get lean and shredded. It seems that a lot of people have been successful with that.
Like, it's an aspect of improvement. Yeah, it definitely plays a role. You know, looking better plays a pretty big role, but if you look really good, but you just have like a really shit personality and attitude, that's still gonna be, you're still gonna be pretty off-putting. You also need to make sure you're working on yourself. The gym is a great start, though. Fucking absolutely amazing start.
I still haven't had a successful one-on-one encounter with a girl.
I mean, he's got like decent pectoral definition, like decent vascularity. Like, it's clear that the gym is at least working for him. But I think the major problem here isn't that he's like physically attractive. It's that he doesn't have the confidence.
Why do you think you've not?
Oh yeah, confidence or just like the overall attitude or like approach. Just like, dude, when it comes to talking to girls, like they're still people. Just remember that. You can just talk to them like you would like any other person you're comfortable with.
Not had much success with women?
Firstly, I'm a very small guy. Like 6 foot guys are a lot more successful. I don't know how to talk to women or anyone.
It's really not that hard. Just, I mean, women are people. Just like treat them that way. That's pretty much it. Well, except I would say like when they're obviously starting to get flirty with you, then you want to reciprocate. That's when you start going a little bit beyond the average conversation. But to start with, you just talk to them, dude.
Up until now, most of the incels that we'd spoken to were virgins. But that's not the case with Raymond.
It has been some time since I had any sexual encounter that was not paid. I met some couples for threesomes, MMF threesomes, and I found them not really fulfilling.
That's not surprising. I mean, it sounds like he's probably looking for like a romantic relationship, like an actual connection with somebody, right?
As I say, I'll go back to my video games, start watching anime again, and maybe get a job.
Tom says he's no longer involved in running the server, but he's still given up on the idea of ever being in a relationship.
I'm rather content now. It's just sort of like a huge like gaping hole in your life.
So I think this is really important to acknowledge. So relationships are very important to most people. I think it's like relationships are almost a need for people. You can still be happy without one. Just like work on things you love. You know, do what you love in life. You know, create, be constructive. Don't just like with the other guys sit around watching anime and playing video games all day. I mean, that can be a component of what you do, but like ultimately, the bulk of what you're doing should be creating and doing things you love or doing things that support that, like working, right? But yeah, relationships are definitely important, but they're not the end-all be-all to happiness in life.
This situation for young men continues to get.
I'm sorry, were you trying to say that you aren't an incel? Man, the thing is, like, I never understand this shit. Like, I watch anime, I do all this shit, okay? I have a Discord server. Like, some people just simply can't handle it.
Well, it's not that they can't handle it. I feel like for a lot of people, it just kind of becomes what they do. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Hasan, well, especially with streaming, has a lot more going on in his life, right? Versus, you know, like a lonely incel or whatever, just sitting around playing video games and watching anime all day. Like, if that's all they're doing, of course they're going to be fucking miserable.
I wanted to be athletic. I wanted to be able to, appeal to women, and I was not. And it took years and years and years, but I mean, I saw relative success in that.
Yeah, look at him nowadays. If it was really as bad as he's saying it was, then he's obviously come quite a ways. But it's important to acknowledge that when you're trying to work out, eat right, you know, be healthy, do good things, there's no like end to it. You should be focusing on long-term sustainability when it comes to these things. Not like, oh, when I'm ripped, that's the endpoint, that's the goal. I guess when I get there, like, I'm just gonna really, really push myself, like, till I, almost fucking die till I get to, like, exactly the point I want to be, like, fucking muscle-wise or whatever. Yeah, it shouldn't be like that. I guess, I mean, you'll still see, like, improvement if you do that. But overall, I think what's more important is to form habits that will be long-lasting, will stick with you for a long time.
You don't get it. You don't understand. Like, you won't get it. You don't get it. You were always attractive. You're always attractive. Like, no, you're wrong. The mewing paid off. Yeah. Literally, a man that showers regularly and maintains some aspect of personal grooming is good enough for most of us women. Like, kind men who show care for themselves and others, the bar for most of us. I know.
Okay, when I first listened to this, I stopped at the grooming part. But when you add the kind part, that makes me more on board with what they're saying. I was gonna say, like, if all you do, like, you groom yourself well, you know, you take care of yourself, but you're like either kind of a piece of shit, or you're just really negative, obviously that's going to be off-putting. But yeah, overall, as long as you like take care of yourself and you're good to others, that's usually all it's going to take. And you should be able to find somebody that you're into.
The competition is terrible, fellas. Is bad. Okay? The bar is at the core of the earth. Now you can look at that and go, man, the bar's so low and I still can't clear it. What the fuck? And just like angrily shift the blame over to anyone else and anything else. But you absolutely have the power. You have the capacity. You just have to start believing in yourself and change your habits.
Yeah, Hasan's absolutely right. Take care of yourself and try to be better. Once again, start small, work on building up a consistent routine.
Fix your lifestyle. Many people in this community have. This is so untrue. Just showering every day doesn't make you likable. That's not what I said. Just don't be like a smelly loser with a horrible personality.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way to sum it up. And I think that's where I'm going to stop with this. That's pretty much all I had to comment about. Yeah, dude, if you're in a bad spot, the best things you can do for yourself are just don't do drugs. Seriously, don't. Drugs will put you in a fucking pit that at least feels like it's impossible to climb out of. 2, start working out. For me, it was a hand-in-hand sort of thing. The last time I started walking/jogging again was also the time I started trying to quit alcohol again. And the fact that I had jogging to fall back on when I no longer had alcohol was insanely beneficial for me. It was incredibly helpful. So yeah, like start cutting back on whatever, like if you smoke weed or you fucking drink a shit ton, just like try to start cutting back, you know, try to wean yourself off. And also like just go on some walks, dude. Like fucking, 10-minute walk, like twice a week or something like that. That's a great place to start. And just be consistent about that. Like think about it, dude. 10 minutes out of your day, that's like just 10 minutes you would have probably spent like just playing video games or watching a video or something. Like it's not like you're wasting that 10 minutes going on a walk, right? So just do it. Just fucking do it. Do it right now. You have no reason not to. But no, please listen to me when I say there is a way out. There is a way out of the pit you're stuck in, but it takes a lot of work. At the very least, always have it in the back of your head. Like, oh, I could be doing this right now. I should be trying to work out. Oh, I'm eating a little bit too much right now. Just keep nagging yourself about it until finally you kind of cave a little bit to that voice. Or at least that's more or less how it goes for me. I always have it in the back of my mind, and that helps out a lot. But yeah, just remember, start small and focus on getting a consistent routine down, and just go from there. Build from there. You can do it. All right, anyways, this has been... I kind of feel sorry for the incels, even though they are kind of creepy, with Cleary, and I love you guys. Bye-bye.